Yo, what up? This is Sid, DJ Starscream number 0 from the world famous Slipknot. You know the deal. You're watching Concert Crap.
What's up, guys? This is Corey here with Concert Crap, and we are here with Sid, DJ Starscream, number 0 from the world famous Slipknot. How you doing, man?
What's up, dog?
So,
man, you did that really dramatically.
Yeah, you like it? Well, do you like it?
It's like the dramatic pauses.
Yeah, you gotta let the audience.
It was I was
anticipate more.
I was like feeling like WWF, and you made it more like a movie.
That
was pretty cool.
That's 90s though. WWF. Yeah. It's WWE now, man. Come on.
Oh right. Whatever. Everyone knows what I mean.
We'll get into that later. It's cooler with WWF, of course.
WWF's the shit.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
It's still that to me. I still call it that, even though it's all gone through. It got all different names and shit.
In the 90s, when kids liked it, WWF, that was the cool.
It was awesome.
Now when they say WWE, awesome. It's just WWE. It's WWF. But it's still I still watch it. I still love it.
Right.
And 90s.
That was because ownership split.
Yeah, it was.
Shit, right?
I think WWF World Wildlife Foundation. That's what it was.
We got that to thank for changing the name.
They sued them.
Anyways.
All right, let's get down to business. Let's get down to business. But we can keep going. We can keep going all day.
That's serious business.
That is
right
serious
there.
business. You guys still hear us? Okay.
Yeah.
All right, man. So, your new album, new solo album. It's called Sexcapades of the Hopeless Robotic.
Yep, that is right.
So this is your new hip hop album. Out now. By the time this video will be released, it'll be out.
Yeah, it's up for pre-order right now, but
By the time this video will release,
a couple days.
It'll be out. How excited for it?
Yeah, absolutely. Man.
How long have this? How long have you been working on this?
It's been like 7 years in the making.
Really?
Yeah.
Why?
7 years to you, 7 minutes to me.
Why was it such a long process?
Well, it only took about 7 minutes, to be honest. I time traveled to the future, grabbed the shit already made by myself, but you know what I mean? I go and steal it from myself basically in the future, come back, but I kind of over jumped now, you know what I mean? So I had to wait for a while till now to drop it.
So it's described as...
Otherwise you screw up the timelines, you know what I mean? If I gotta wait till the point of origin when I left to the future. If I overshoot that coming back, then I have to wait until that point of origin to commence the plan. You feel me?
So this is the best version of Sid right now, right? That I'm talking to?
Yeah, absolutely.
This is the best Sid?
There's only one version.
There's only one version, right? There's Sid the Third.
Sid the Third.
That's you.
Yeah, there's 3 monikers. So Sid, DJ Starscream, number 0 from the world famous Slipknot. You got 3 monikers there.
When people
So also...
Go ahead.
I'm the 3rd in my family. So I'm Sid the 3rd, in the line of Sids in my family. And then in rock and roll, on the 3rd level, I'm the 3rd Sid in rock and roll. You know what I mean? You got
Sid from Pink Floyd.
Right. Sid Vicious.
From Sex Pistols.
And me.
And you.
Yeah. Boom.
Best Sid right here.
So 3 levels of 3s. You got me?
I got you. So no, I got you. This is best Sid. 3rd Sid, best Sid. Everyone knows that. The world famous Sid. That's how you gotta. That's how everybody has to refer you to.
Nah, right? Just Sid.
Just Sid.
Yeah.
Sid, what's up, man?
That's what's up.
What's up? All right, so let's go back to the album. Even though we got the best Sid here, it's still the best Sid. It's described as a metaphoric, creative representation of the heart and mind inside a body of work known as the artist Sid, the Alien King.
Right.
Can you describe that a little, or elaborate a little more on that?
It's basically it's like a concept, but instead of a concept album, it spans over 3 albums. So it's 3 albums that make a concept album. You know what I mean?
What album is this in the concept album?
This is the first one.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
When are you planning on releasing these other albums? Or, this one's coming up, of course. That one's a lot of work to you.
They'll all be released within 1 year of the release of the first one.
Okay, so the next one around this time next year.
No.
Oh, no.
All three will
within
be,
1 year.
Right.
Okay, I got you. So just within the next few months, just
From
keep
the
an eye out.
17th. Yeah.
Okay. So how, you said you've been working on this album for
7 minutes.
7 minutes. So how long will the next album take?
They're all done.
They're all done.
Yeah, it took 7 minutes.
So you're just waiting to push them out.
Yeah.
Waiting to put them out there for people so people can anticipate that more.
A minute for travel to each star.
Uh-huh. Gotcha.
You got me?
A couple light years away, huh?
7 minutes.
7 minutes. So for people, what can people expect as far as sound when it comes to this album with you?
Well, I mean, it's definitely futuristic, you feel me? But it's going to be recognizable at the same time because everything's a type of evolution, you know what I mean? But some of the files sometimes get fucked up, you know, when you're, you know, jumping timelines. So
within the 7 minutes,
they get a little dirty sometimes. So some of them are a little dirty, you know.
Space dust on it, right?
Yeah, exactly. So some of them, you know, got some noise, but you know, you just gotta check it out. You know what I mean? Because there's so many different aspects and styles within hip hop. You know what I mean? So it's an exploration of hip hop for sure.
Can we talk about the album cover? Who created it? How did that concept come to be?
The character Sid is being chased, basically. You know what I mean? He's like he's being turned into this robot. You know what I mean? By and the female is trying to do this. You know what I mean? So he's his heart is the last part of him that's human, which you can see on the album cover being held in front of his face, you know? So he's like basically looking at the last part of him that's human, you know what I mean?
And that coincides with the
Thus
first
thus
single.
the beginning of his journey, the sexcapades of the hopeless robotic.
And that's coinciding with the first single,
this
right?
It's him becoming the robotic, you know, but there's still a shred of his I don't know if you want necessarily call it humanity, because who knows if the guy's even human, you feel me? But a shred of his being is still there.
Is there, like, I guess, from the audience point of view, is there like a sense of compassion for this Sid character?
I mean, that's up to the viewer, I guess. You know.
How do you see it? How do you want them to perceive it?
It's for them to perceive it. You know what I'm saying? It's not what I want. You know what I mean? I'm just creating the explanation and art form for what I feel like is going on in my timeline and in the airwaves around me. You know what I mean? So my best explanation of that to everybody is the art I produce. So, and I mean, obviously there's some guidance and direction of what you want people to think, but that unfolds as the album unfolds. You feel me? Like,
it's a concept.
Each video will help to. Each music video will also help tell the story of our character. You know, like in The Cure, he's basically fed up with humanity. You know what I mean? He's decided that he's gonna leave Earth. You know, he's gone through, you know, too many things with too many people that he tried to help, and with this cure, and just seeing time and time again the same failure happening, and then just says fuck it, you know, like I'm gonna get out of here. So he goes to leave Earth, and that's what you're seeing in The Cure, is him kind of having his last hurrah, you know, before he bones out.
You're saying he's gone through like this so many times. How old is the character?
Oh, I mean, I couldn't say, you know, I mean, age is inequivalent to
it's however old you want him to be.
Yeah,
it's up to the viewer.
He could be 300 years old. We don't know.
Okay, for sure. You talked about The Cure. Why did you choose this song to put out first and to release a video for? Why did you choose that song off the whole album?
It just kind of is in order for explaining the story. You know what I mean? So videos will come out in a sequence for the story to be told. So that when you watch the videos, it almost kind of forms a movie. You know what I mean? So that's kind of what determines, you know, like what's coming out when and how. So that everything can be laid appropriately, you know, for consumption.
You said, you mentioned before the video, you have a new song or a new video coming out later this week. What's that video for, and what can people expect when they see that new song and video?
It's The Love Inside, which is the single off the album, and it basically is picking up where the last video left off. You know what I mean? So he's on his way out of this spot.
Out of the trouble he's seen on Earth, right?
Yeah, he's gone. He's he's building a transport, and he's doing it out of stuff he's got lying around the studio and shit, and fucking stuff he's got around the crib, and he's out.
Does he quantum leap to those next phases in his life as well?
You could say that.
He's just traveling.
Yeah, I mean, you're gonna see. You know what I mean?
Just watch.
I can't really say much about the video. You know what I mean? It's like it speaks for itself.
Okay.
Yeah.
Just watch it.
Yeah.
Just watch it.
It's self-explanatory.
Yeah, just watch it. When somebody watches, we kind of talked about like how the audience is going to perceive Sid. Would you say he's more of a hero or more of a villain?
You know, I'd say he's just trying to make it. You know what I mean? He's just trying to make it through like everybody else.
Okay.
You know, I wouldn't say he's a villain, but I wouldn't necessarily call him a hero either.
Anti-hero?
You know what I mean? I don't know, man. He's just, you know, he likes to try and do the right thing, you know, as much as he can.
But others would see if him doing the right thing.
But it's not like he's going around, you know, looking to save every, you know, cat in a tree and shit. You know what I mean? Like,
it's however the audience wants to see him.
Hey, man.
There you go.
It's gonna explain itself. You feel me? You know.
Just watch and listen.
Yeah.
It's however you feel.
Yeah.
It's all up to you guys. That's all we got to say.
You're gonna know what's going on for sure. You know what I mean? It's like piece by piece, and the idea is, I guess, that, you know, eventually you're gonna get some kind of resolution out of it that hopefully changes your outlook and perspective on situations that people go through.
I know you say you have 3 of the albums coming out. It's all one concept. So what is at the end of this first album? Is there like any type of resolution, or is it leading to something else for the next album to look forward to?
Well, like I said, there's 3 albums, so just expect 3 albums in the year. You know what I mean? It's just gonna continue until that story's done being told. Okay.
And is that something people should look forward to? And
yeah, absolutely.
Yeah,
I'd hope so.
Yeah. If eventually, like, let's just say, like, Hollywood comes up to you and say, "Hey, we love your album. These 3 albums. Let's make it into a movie." What would you say to that?
I got, you know, plans for everything.
Okay.
You know what I mean? If you can think it, then it's in the works already.
Okay. Good to know. Something to look forward to.
Yeah.
Keep that in mind as well. So what artists or other outside influences, I guess, made you put your ideas onto these albums?
I mean, the influences, I guess, are, for the most part, people. You know? And when you interact with people, you know, you get to know the planet on a whole more as one kind of deal, you know what I mean? One big rock. Mm-hmm. So I get to travel a lot in my line of work.
Meet a lot of people?
Yeah, so, I mean, it's like if you have an animal that's with a lot of other animals and grows up with a bunch of other, you know, animals hanging out. Uh-huh. They grow up, you know, usually less violent. But then when you have one that just grows up on its own with
in the wild
or in a cage or whatever, but no contact with anything else, it's a little meaner.
It's a little more rabid.
Yeah, you know what I mean? So interaction with people and understanding people is essential to human growth. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean?
And you've sensed that being traveling all over the world and seeing people, how they interact with others.
Yeah, I mean, just since I was little even, you know what I mean? It's just certain basic skills that we have that we can exercise, and if exercised in the right way can have a positive outcome in the evolution of who you are.
Is that like a reflection on your own life? Like being like younger,
it's just,
you grow up
it's
like
just
by yourself
being
or with others?
Perceptive to my life, and just kind of I don't know if it's necessarily putting myself in other people's shoes or just putting myself in every different angle of the situation so that I can try and calculate the best positive outcome out of all those logistics. Mm-hmm. And it's just an odd way that I look at things, you know what I mean? It's like you just kind of calculate almost mathematically.
Sixth sense.
And it is mathematics. It's like it's happening naturally, you know what I mean? And it just allows me to know how to approach certain situations or people in order to let everyone move forward with whatever it is they're struggling with. You know what I mean?
I gotcha.
Yeah.
Do you push that maybe?
I don't know. It's just a thing I got. Like, it's like I could see if a table's going to fall apart because something on it is loose, or, you know, something's pushing against it somewhere. And I'm just kind of in tune to certain things. And I just like to be able to share that somehow. Mm-hmm. So this is kind of basically a platform to first grab everybody's attention. Mm-hmm. So from the first album, if people can take away from it being able to relate. Mm-hmm. You know, I've been through a lot of different things, so how can I document them in a way that makes other people comfortable that might feel uncomfortable about those certain aspects of their life. You know what I mean?
It's kind of a way of, I guess the album is kind of a way of pushing those.
Even if it's like, you know, something that you left behind and you're doing better already, you know, it's like when you're constantly bettering yourself in life, there's certain, you know, things when you were younger you kind of look back on like, wow, that was really stupid, you know? Like that could have been super dangerous, or
could have prevented something.
Yeah, like what the fuck was that about? You know what I mean? And it's like,
do you see that a lot now from like being older?
I mean, I see a lot of the younger crowd, you know, getting wild, you know what I mean? So it's like, and I know what it's like to be caught up in some shit, you know what I mean? And so the first album kind of lays a little bit of groundwork for the character Sid. You know, I'm using Sid as his platform to communicate. And they'll be able to have comfort knowing like, oh yeah, okay, like I get that what he's saying, you know, even though it might not be right, I kind of understand where he's coming from. And what I'm talking about nowadays isn't necessarily the shit that you're going to hear on the album. You know what I mean? So there's reflections of all different parts of the timeline of the character. So there's parts of him from in the future, and there's parts of him from the past and the present. So depending what, you know, part of that story you're getting, you know, currently or in the future, it might not necessarily be that person's opinion, Sid's opinion. So if you're have someone to look up to or someone to relate with through music, when I was young, I was influenced heavily by whoever I was listening to. And then whatever they talked about on the music, I would instinctively want to go do, you know, so I could be like, I'm just like those motherfuckers, you know what I mean? And that's not always the best decision to do, you know, because people talk about fucked up shit on music, you know, so I want them to be able to hear that, you know, I'm still that motherfucker no matter where I am in the timeline. Everything that happens in that timeline is that motherfucker, you know what I mean? So you don't got all these young kids that got nothing to prove to nobody, and most of them done already fucking shown everybody they know how to be wild. That ain't hard. We know how to be wild, you know what I mean? But seeing that curve change, you know what I mean? These people can still be, they're always going to be the same person. They were that cool motherfucker before they started trying to act cool for everybody. And then they were that cool motherfucker when they started acting cool for everybody. And then when they stopped trying to act cool for everybody, they're still that cool motherfucker.
But it still comes full circle.
You're that same person. Never going to change, man. You know, you are who you are. Own it. You know what I mean? So the introduction is to relate. You know what I mean? For people to relate to.
Relate to him. This is who he is. No matter where he is in the timeline.
Accept it for whatever it is, you know what I mean? And there's some deep metaphors going on in there too. You know what I mean? It might sound like I'm talking outlandishly about, you know, some girls like sexually interactions or whatever. And when really it could be the flip, where the girls are this kind of this sexual predator in a sense, like, and they're coming after you. You know what I mean? That's this guy. He's you know, he's been stripped down and rebuilt to be this thing, a robot. To serve, you know. But just before the last part of him that's human gets taken away, his heart, he snaps. And he takes off. You know what I mean? He's like, no, that's not going to happen to me. So he's like on this journey to get back to who he was, so to speak. You know what I mean? But it might not be possible because he's this whole other thing.
Okay. That's a good way of putting it.
Right.
For sure. Going back to the whole album, like you get a ton of songs coming out with it. Ton more than like maybe a normal 10 song, 11 song album that's coming out. But you have like all this different text on the whole album for the titles of the songs. Can you talk about that and like why it's just not not in English, I guess?
Just how I do my thing. It is all in English.
Okay.
It is. They're all accurately represented letters.
Okay. I was gonna say, is that like the language that
they might not
Sid
all
speaks?
look the same script or font, but you can read it.
Okay. Yeah.
For sure.
Okay. Is there I guess in the song titles, if they don't
it's
hear
like I said, the information gets broke up, the data. You feel me? When you're carrying those files. Through
A little bit of dust on that.
You know what I mean? You could be like melting down some bismuth, and some of that could get in there in liquid form and then reharden, and who knows where the fuck it's gonna do. You know what I mean? It's like it could just continually change and change and change.
Okay.
And you wouldn't even realize it. It would be like the Mandela effect. The song would keep changing, but you would never know the difference. Berenstein Bears.
I saw you collaborated with Instagram user J222Toy to produce a figurine.
Oh yeah, man! I wish I knew you were talking about that. I would have brought one with me.
Oh, we could put it up on the screen there. I saw some stuff in your shop. The SID Zombie Bot. It's heart in one hand.
It's based off of the album cover.
It's based off the album cover. Yeah. Heart in one hand, a crooked, gleaming gold smile, and a menacing switchblade. Just don't turn your back on this guy, known to come to life at night. Can you tell us more about why you collaborated with this artist? And
I'd seen him work with other DJs too.
Okay.
And I just, I saw his art and the stuff he was doing, so I started following him, and just started liking his pictures and whatever. He's just a good artist. And he does these weird mashups and resculpts stuff and just different, you know what I mean? It's nice. And then it's cool that he's like putting it out there like toys, you know what I mean? Figurines. So I've always been like a huge fan of that kind of stuff. I love Ramel Z.
What is it, sorry?
Ramel Z.
What's that?
He's a late 70s b-boy.
Okay.
There's actually a song on the album titled Ramel Z. And it's a song inspired by him.
Okay.
He was like late 70s b-boy, generation 1 b-boy. So like of the first b-boys. And he was a dope graffiti artist. Was up in the art scene, you know what I mean? And then he would dress crazy. He would dress like a transformer. He would make these outfits out of all these different parts and have like missiles on his arm, and like he would like maitre d' Africa Bambaataa. So he would like host the whole night, you know what I mean? And be on the mic when the breakers were battling, and like a judge of some sort, I guess. He had all these different characters and costumes. He was like dressing like a transformer, like before Transformers, pretty much. Yeah. And he's just a wild character, man. And he used to make figurines. He kind of was like the first dude to do like hip hop figurines. You know what I mean? Like hip hop cool style, like, toys. And he's got a whole bunch of them. But it was just kind of cool to do a figurine, you know what I mean? And my DJ named Starscream. Starscream's like a transformer, resembles some of the costumes he used to wear.
Did you how long did that take to like put out those figurines? And I know there's only like
it took a while, man.
You made them all by hand, of course.
Yeah, I can't remember how long it took. Maybe 3 months or more. But because they're hand painted.
For all of them, or for each figure?
All together,
for all
I
of them,
think.
okay. Yeah. And I'm assuming you're keeping a few of those.
The hard work's getting the first one done.
Yeah.
And then he's able to
How did you
cast it.
You I'm assuming you had like created like say, and like after the first one was created, like what did you think like?
Oh no, man! I mean, he's
let him run with it.
He's a dope artist.
Okay.
You know what I mean? If I think someone's a good artist, and the collaboration on my part was like the subject.
The idea.
So I and we would use the album cover for that. You know what I mean?
And I know there's only you had it for sale. There was only like 10 made, only 5 for sale. Those were already all sold out. I don't know if you know that.
We're just holding back on a few, you know what I mean? And then after the album comes out, we want to have a couple to do things with. I think I gave a couple away too, though,
Okay.
Kept one for myself.
Of course.
And then I think I gave 2 away.
Okay.
Yeah. So, but we got 2 more that will, they're going to pop up. So, like, it's cool to do, like, just different kinds of collabs with different things. I mean, bringing your world into something you might not even think of. You know what I mean?
All right, man. This is the finality of the interview. Do you have anything else to say to your fans about your album, about Slipknot?
Sorry, the dog was making some noise.
You're good. Is there anything, any final words, any final thoughts you want to say to anyone who might be watching the interview right now?
Oh, man.
I know we went through a lot.
What's like the question they always want to know?
I don't know.
Man, I don't know. The typical stuff, I guess, that most people, you know, they'd be like, pursue your dreams, man. You know, like, that's, you got to stick to it. That's for sure, man. If you believe in something, you know what I mean? Like, if you can see it and you believe it, man, you just got to go for it. You know what I mean? And to some degree, it's going to be yours. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. It just depends how hard you're willing to work for it. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? And the harder you work for it and the better you become and the more successful you are, everything, the harder you have to work to keep it up. You know what I mean? I'll give advice to people that are trying to get into music and get into the game and all that. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. Like, if you're willing to basically, and you're going to be a real artist, you know, you get your privacy, but at the same time, you're open book. You know what I mean? So if you're not willing to accept all the stuff that comes with it, like, you know, being adorned by fans all over the world, and anytime they see you, they just want to get a picture with you or an autograph or say hi or even just to be 5 feet from you. You know, things like that shouldn't bother you. You know what I mean? You should openly invite that. It's part of the job. It's part of what you signed up for. I love it. You know what I mean? The more people I can connect with and the more people I can talk to, and the more people will understand who I truly am and what the real message is and what real growth can look like and is attainable by everybody. You know what I mean? So that for me is super important to let people know, because I see a lot of people like doing it and thinking they, you know, I want to do this and I want to be famous and I want to, you know, get paid and all this, and it's like, those are all cool things, but those shouldn't be the reasons that you're doing it. You know what I mean? All that will come with it, you know, but I feel like you got to be willing to accept all the different areas of it. Like right here, I'm doing an interview with you, and I'm sure a lot of the time it's like people are like, you know, I'll see people like in the industry and working, and is it okay if we do this and can we do that and blah, 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 and everyone's walking on eggshells for the artists all the time, you know, because they never know who's going to walk through the door. You know, they know what they see through the media, but they don't know who's going to walk in the door personally and what their comfort zone is going to be like and what their personal bubble space is and who knows what else, you know, like, you know. I'm willing to sacrifice all of that stuff no matter what my comfort level of that is. You know what I mean? The end result and the impact you have on people and the things you can say to them to help further impact them and move in a positive direction in their life outweighs any of that stuff by the boatload. You know what I mean? Like, if I'm having a bad day and something's going on, but this stuff is scheduled, and that's their time. You know what I mean? I gotta curb all that and come there and be cool with them. You know what I mean? In the industry too, man. Like people, there's things you got to do yourself. You know what I mean? Like it's not there is a person for every job, but you're gonna lose control fast like that. You know what I mean? Like don't be scared to maintain a lot of your own art. You know what you're doing and what you're putting out to the world. Make sure you're willing to take up on the task of. So, you know, it's not just fun and games, man. A lot of these people get into it because they think, oh, man, it'll be like being a big kid forever, you know, and I'll build roller coasters in my yard like Michael Jackson, and it'll be the shit. You know what I mean? Like, life will just be a big party. Like, no, that was one of the hardest working dudes ever. You know? All that fun stuff is for everyone else. That's why you work so hard, so everyone else can have fun. You know what I mean? Not worry so much. But that's all. If you want to be successful in this business, you got to be willing to accept everything that comes with it and not have any kind of attitude about it. You know what I mean? And you're going to have your days. Everybody has their days. You know what I mean? Just try to, you know, be responsible and grown up about the shit, you know? Even if you're just getting into it and you're young still, like, realize this is your future you're getting into here. You know what I mean? Because they will find out what kind of person you are. There's no hiding that. At some point, they're going to be able to put together all these shreds of this video right now and that video and all this stuff and try to create some kind of picture that they've painted of you. You know what I mean? So make sure that the paints that you're putting out there and the brushes and all the stuff that you're allowing these people to paint pictures of you with is the palette that you like. You know what I mean? Make sure they're not getting the wrong palette. You know what I mean? You gotta pay attention to every detail of everything that you're doing and be ready for all of it. You know what I mean?
I feel like you've done that with this entire interview, and I appreciate that. You painted us an entire picture of yourself. Well,
you know what I mean? It's like, that's the thing I just see a lot of is, you know, a lot of young people getting into music or new people getting into music. And then, you know, thinking that that's the easier because it's the easier route. You know what I mean? Oh, I'll make it. It'll be like winning the lottery. Like, no, man. Like, it's all work. No matter what kind of thing you choose to do, it's going to be hard work.
Bust your ass.
Yeah, anything you choose to do. Doesn't matter. It's false, man. It's not out there. Even when you win the lottery, it takes a lot of work to keep that. Because you'll get in deep quick before you know it. You know what I mean? It's like, it doesn't matter. If you inherit it, if you earn it, like, let's see you keep it. Let's see you make more out of it.
Do something.
Okay, now let's see you give that to other people and watch them make more out of it. Like, how much can you maximize? You know what I mean? And still be unselfish about all of it. You know what I mean?
I got you.
Yeah. Don't be selfish.
Don't be selfish.
That's my message.
It's a perfect way to end it, man. All right, for everyone viewing, make sure to visit concertcrap.com for more interviews, reviews, and so much more on all things music. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. This has been Corey with Concert Crap. At Sid the Third. Follow this guy.
SidTheThird.com. Sexcapades of the Hopeless Robotic on iTunes.
Pick it up.
Get it. 2 videos. There'll be 2 videos out.
There you go.
Plenty more material coming. More videos coming. Plenty of collabs in between stuff. Free albums for free download. All kind of stuff to like just keep everyone's palates. You know, nice and just flavorful, full of different things going on. I got a free jungle EP, King of the Jungle. It's on my SoundCloud. SID the Third. It's free download. Man, there's all kind of, there'll always be material coming out constantly. If there's anything I've noticed about the way society's developed with technology is people's lack of patience for the next thing.
Yeah.
So if you can keep dropping stuff repeatedly, then you're filling that need, that addiction, basically, that people have for output.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So basically, I'm tricking everybody in a way. You know what I mean? Like, I got this, thing out there that I'm like fishing with. You know what I mean? But it's going to turn out not to be bait or a hook. It's going to be like a bridgeway, you know what I mean? But I gotta find a way to pull people onto this freaky ass bridge because nobody wants to cross it, you know what I mean? You never seen no space bridge like this. You're like, I'm not going through that. You go through it. What happens when someone sees something really big, grand, spectacular like that? They don't know what's on the other side. You go through it. No, you go through it. I'm not going through it. You go through it. I'll go through it if you go through it. If he goes through it, I'm definitely going through it. I'm not going through it if any of you go through it. And then what happens? One guy goes in, and then two more go in. Next thing you know, there's one guy sitting back there, and he goes, "Oh man, I'm not sitting back here by myself." And he goes in. You know what I mean? So it's like I gotta kind of set it up like that for people. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But it's gonna take you to another world. I've built a whole world for everybody to engage in, and you're not gonna be sorry once you step through.
For sure. Yeah, make sure follow this guy, pick up his album, visit us online as well, concertcrap.com. This has been Corey. We got Sid right here. Peace. We'll see you guys next time.